the people you hear and read so much about, they are like that. They're those dudes, and that's our coaching staff. The group that Coach Prime and as I'm coming, and if our full-time coaches will walk on up, but the group that Coach Prime has brought together is second to none as far as college football. The only problem I have with them, they're a little bit too humble when they get up here and talk, because if they start listing off their accolades, we'll be in here forever. But what they're going to do is give you the name and the position they coach and that type of thing, and any other little unique thing about them. Dre, let's start with you.
J Mack from Syracuse, New York, man, came all the way out to see my Colorado Buffs.
What channel do you watch? They brought you out here.
The pregame show.
Never watched the college game till last season when Coach Prime came to Colorado. And I am in Colorado at Folsom Field. I am the Colorado Buffaloes auntie from Texas. Sweet treat.
Hey, I've been following the pregame show. It's all about let's go Buffs.
Away from Texas. Yes, sir. Watch you every single day. Nobody lays it down like Uncle Neely and the pregame show.
Neely, pregame show behind the scenes for everything. And why does he get that kind of access? Why does he get that kind of access? Because trust is involved. You would never get the kind of access you desire unless there's trust and relationship. Trying to put you up on game.
Dre, let's start with you. Yes.
What were we supposed to do?
What position you coach, and something very unique about you, which won't be hard.
Andre Gerard, assistant O-line coach, something very unique. Which school year graduated?
Gunnar White, offensive line coach. This is my 4th year with Coach Prime. An interesting fact, I have 3 master's degrees.
Brett Bartoloni, I coach the tight ends. This will be my 4th year with Coach Prime as well. I'm not that interested.
My name is Pat Shermer. I'm the offensive coordinator. I work with the quarterbacks, and we were talking about Plan A and Plan B. I would consider myself a career coach, career educator, so I don't have a Plan B.
Coach Hart, linebackers coach. I've been with Coach Prime 19 years, actually. So I guess interesting, I started in youth football. Now I'm a Power 4 coach.
Nice.
I'm Rob Livingston, the defense coordinator here. Going into year 2. I'm going to blush, so I don't have anything.
Hey, I'm Coach Pollock, special teams coordinator. Hey, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and that flight.
Coach Mavis, I'm the corners coach.
I'm Jason Phillips. I don't like to say I coach the receivers. I'm in service to the wide receivers. I played with Coach Prime. We were teammates in Atlanta, and I have a 4 handicap if you're interested in golf.
I'm George Elo. I coach the defensive ends. An interesting fact about me is I'm the 2nd oldest of 10 kids.
Hi, my name is Coach Dobota Peko. I'm from American Samoa, Samoan, and this is my 1st year with Coach Prime and my 2nd year coaching. I coached with the Cowboys last year, and one of the cool things about me is I played 15 years in the league, and I thought I was done. I thought I was going to retire and go off into the sunset with my family. But I feel like God was pushing me and said, I'm not done with you yet, Peko. So I'm trying to get back and help these guys out to achieve their goals. So, excited.
A couple of interesting things about him before we call up the next group. when you combine coaching and playing experience, we have a combination of almost 200 years of NFL experience. No one in America can come anywhere close to that. And that isn't the only thing, but that's one barometer to tell you the quality of the men that we have leading the young men that you saw up here earlier. Now, as I said, many of you experienced our youth camp the past 2 days. We had a tremendous amount of fun, but it was a lot of work. And a ton of stuff went into it. But the group that really made that go for us, our assistant coaches, and it's better to just call them in that regard. So all of our assistant coaches, if you would come up right quick and introduce yourselves. Come on up, man.
Coach, and I work with the TVs.
Awesome. Hey, I'm Isaac Kresge. This is my 6th season here, and I work with the quarterbacks.
I'm Skylar Wernweg, going on year 2, and I also work with the quarterbacks.
Johnny Back, I'm assistant coach, and I also work with running backs.
I'm Sebastian Patches. This is my first year coach, and I work with the D-line.
Joey Schneider, this is my 2nd year here, and I'm working with the linebackers.
Andrew Zimmer, I just work here.
I'm Caden Lowry, I work with the defensive ends.
I'm Jacob Heavers. This will be my 3rd season coming up, and I just graduated from SEER here in the spring.
All right, I'm Joshua Covington. It's my 1st year here, and I help with the tight ends.
Tell them where you graduated from.
Oh, yeah, I just recently graduated with my master's from Harvard.
My name is Gary Hammer. I'm an assistant with the offensive line, a graduate from CU as well, and I have a 1 handicap.
Carter from New Orleans. I work with the D-line. Nice to meet you.
They pulling on me and telling me to hurry up and all. They said, hey, just go on past this next group, but that's the problem. They get overlooked so much. But if all of our support staff, who is really the engine that makes everything go, if you just raise your hand over there right there. A video, ladies, is about 8, and gentlemen, it's about 8 minutes long, but it gives you a little bit of insight of what one of our main goals here at the University of Colorado is all about. It's some of the inside stuff that no one else. Something really special is going on here at the University of Colorado football program. And guess what? You all are a part of it. You all are a part of that specialness. But now, enough of this, I'm going to turn it over to Ty and Tyler to give you the rest of the schedule. So now, we getting ready to, all eyes on you. Let's get ready to do this.
All right, how y'all feeling? All right, so next up we have Colorado Football School. So we will stay in here as well as the old unit room, so the offensive unit room. So defense in here and then offense in the next room. So
we'll get Coach Shermer and we'll get Coach Livingston to break the women offense to offense and defense.
Q&As are probably better than me sitting up here pontificating about defensive scheme and the value of 2 high safeties versus cover 1, because that's not really why you guys came. As somebody said earlier, my good friend here, defense is very simple. It's our job to tackle the person with the ball. My wife tells me all the time she's not sure why I spend so much time up here if it's that easy. It is a simple game made complicated by man. I really can't give enough credit to the staff we have. These guys on the walls that are going to bashful and leave me up here drowning by myself. Thanks, guys. They made my life very easy. It's a joy to come to work. Obviously, everybody sees from the top down, working for Coach Prime, as they now come up, as they got called out. Working for Coach Prime is amazing. You sprint out of bed to be a part of something special. What he does for these kids in their lives, first of all, making them better men. You you're getting a kid at 17 or 18 years old and they're leaving here at 22 a better person, a better husband one day, hopefully a better father one day, because they go through trials and tribulations. And to me, that's what college athletics is. It's molding somebody in to be the best version of themselves. It's not always clean, it's not always perfect, but the more road bumps you can hit along the way, the better off the rest of your life will be. So a testament to these guys, they do a phenomenal job. The support staff, Reg, DK, they're phenomenal resources. They've been in a variety of industries and they can put out fires for me. So can't say enough about the young men in this program. Again, it's a testament to the recruiting staff and the guys that we get. They're good people, first of all, right? There's a great quote in the book Legacy, better people make better All Blacks when they're talking about New Zealand All Blacks. So you got to be a really good person to come to school here. And I think when you're a fan, you want to pull for good people, right? And the wins will come that way. So that's it. If you guys got questions, please fire away. Don't be bashful. Based on some looks, I don't think we'll be bashful. So to me, it all starts with who's their best player. And if you can make them play left-handed and take away their best player, and you lose, then you can jump in the truck and drive home and you feel good about it that you had a plan. So that's really where it starts. There's a million tendencies and tips and all that kind of stuff. We are hamstrung a little bit, because we get these guys for 20 hours a week, and 3 of those hours are a game. So, you think about, again, you're 17 to 22 years old and you've had 17 hours to go over something. The worst thing we can do as a staff is give them too much. So it's our job to come up with a clear and concise vision for what we want to accomplish that week and let them play fast and free. I hope that answers what you got. Go ahead.
When preparing for a game, do you spend a lot of time studying the opponent's technique, skills, game?
Yeah, I think the first thing you want to look for is after you identify who their best players are, is any kind of tendencies, right? So it's our job as coaches when you're breaking down film to kind of say, okay, hey, 60% of the time or more in this formation, so how they line up, or this backfield set, or you can drill down as much as you want. These are the plays to play for. You're guessing. It is what it is. If you don't feel great about that guess, then you don't give it to them. But it's our job to try to put ourselves in the best call so our players can be successful. And I think the big thing that we try to do here, and again, it's a testament to these guys, is not only identify who their best players are, but who our best players are. And let's play to their strengths. You just saw Travis Hunter up there a couple times. Let's let Travis be Travis and kind of get out of the way, and then some other guys. So I think the more clear vision you have of who you are as a team, as a defense, the better off the performance will be.
So kind of along those same lines, first of all, I love your philosophy of mapping the plays to the player. Yep. And you came in with that, and that's so cool. How do you decide who starts a given game? Is it about how they've played during practice? Is it about a better matchup with who you think they're going to play, or the play itself? How do you figure out your starters, and when do you do that?
Yeah, I think, again, that's a testament to Coach Prime and the vision he has here. We see a lot better than we hear. So whoever practices the best plays. We played Oklahoma State the last game of the year, and we started 2 walk-ons. On offense, on the offensive line. Why? Because they practice the best and they've done it consistently. You guys have seen the videos of kind of how each meeting starts. So you're graded from the day before. So it's black and white. I think in any industry, when you kind of walk on eggshells or people aren't sure where they stand, then there can be kind of harbored bad feelings. But if you're very honest from the jump, then they can grow and they can know what they have to get better at. There are some weeks, where maybe it's a big wide out and you don't want to put a little corner on, so that there's some mix and match matchups. But again, it all goes back to it's a competitive industry, right? And if we don't put the most competitive, the people that practice the best, the people that brought their best all week out there, then how are you going to feel after the game saying, hey, we didn't play our best guy? So we'll ride with the ones that kind of practice the best. Go ahead.
Shifting gears, I'm a high school football coach,
okay.
And there's a lot of talk about transfer portal. I come from an era there was no transfer portal. So are you looking for athletes that are developed coming out of high school that obviously they're not ready-made because they haven't been in the system? Or are you pulling to grab guys out of the portal because you're looking for a ready-made player? So as a high school coach, there's this big push all the time. I'm like, they don't need you. They got ready-made guys. And I push them to challenge them now. I know that they still have the talent, but when you're as a high school coach and you're like trying to develop them, it's very different developing a 17-year-old wide receiver versus a 20-year-old guy who's been playing in what is now almost professional sports.
For sure. And that's a great question. I think there's a short-term and a long-term vision. I can only speak for here. We're not going to sign a 25-person high school class for a couple reasons. Number one, we talk about the portal from this industry, the university side. There's also a player side. In right, wrong, or indifferent, the high school kid that's been told he's been great since he was probably your son's age at the kids camp this weekend. When he comes somewhere and he struggles, probably for the first time in his athletic career, it's a little bit fight or flight. And I think it's not a knock on, I sound like the old guy, I got a couple gray hairs. Get off my yard, that guy. But the 17, 18-year-old kid, in my opinion, has a hard time fighting and not just flight. I think if you go back and you look at some of the top high school players that don't play right away or have some kind of trouble in their life, they just leave. And again, I'm all for it. I'm not going to be the coach that says the transfer portal. I think the transfer portal is phenomenal to give people opportunities. When you look at an 18-year-old kid that's away from home for the first time, I think we've all been 18 and made some mistakes. Maybe we weren't the best version of ourselves. We just need a fresh start. And obviously, coaches can complain about it, but they've been doing it for 25 years. Guys take $15,000 more and a title to move. And you just told this 17-year-old kid you're going to be with him for the rest of his college journey. So I won't be a hypocrite to put it that way. So I think the truth, and I hate to kind of straddle the fence here, I think it's somewhere in the middle. The way I view high school recruiting here is if we offer you, you're a draft pick. And again, coming from the NFL for as long as I was there, that's how I view it. So you're a first or second round draft pick. So with that, you get time, you get development, right? And you can go be the best version of yourself. You're not pushed to the deep end day one of fall camp, and you can't swim. And now all of a sudden, okay, well, he can't play, we got to move on, right? That, to me, that's the hard part about recruiting is there's 25, 27, 28 people classes, right? And there's just going to be attrition. So I think to the high school kid out there, come and be the best version of yourself. And if it's here, we're going to give you time, we're going to give you resources because we see something in you, right? We're not going to be the school that offers 250 kids and now, okay, well, you have an offer, but you can't take it. But hey, come November, we'll see what happens. That's not life to me. That's not fair to anybody. So I think you can live somewhere in the middle. The value of the portal, if you can get somebody on a bounce back. I left. I went to Western Michigan. I gave him an ACL and a hand, and it started snowing in October. Right, that wasn't for me. Right, so I transferred to William & Mary, had a phenomenal 3-year run there. It was perfect. That's where I belong. Right, so I'm all for second chances. It's just got to be the right fit on both sides.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off that, I'm not anti the portal either.
Yeah.
I think that it actually gives the athletes that I work with, like I've had a 5-star quarterback and I also got a 2.5-star cornerback. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't have to have that pressure to go Power 5, or you can now go into D2 and these junior colleges, which will develop you to get sharper skills, because once you get to this level, it's sink or swim. If you don't make it, there's somebody else. So.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think, opportunity, right, is the key to life. Right, and because the portal and all those things, maybe you're a high school kid that just needs a chance. I think if you go back and look at the draft in 24, the Rams have taken a couple MAC kids that went to Florida State for a year and they went and killed it. And that's what life's about. Again, give me a chance, and whatever I do with that chance, then I can go home and lay my head in the pillow and say, at least I gave it a chance. Go ahead.
Last year was amazing with sacks, right? BJ Green, Kyle Green, all those guys are gone. We got some more fire coming. Who could we look for that's going to get to the quarterbacks, to our opponents? Because I was really excited last year.
Well, I would say George Kilo and Dylan Talpecco.
Okay.
No, yeah, I mean, 15 years in the league.
I'm trying to learn all that.
No, we've got, it's college football 2025 to her point, right? So each year is going to look different. Yeah. We've got some returning players. Obviously Arden Walker is a legacy player here. So we're excited for Arden. We can clap it up for Arden. We've got Samo, we've got Keaton Wade, guys that played through some injuries last year. We're excited. And again, I can't say enough about him and the development of the defensive ends that he'll do. We've got some young players, London Merritt, and we're excited. And then on the inside, obviously Adam Pecco and Amari McNeil and Tafi Thomas and through the portal and Christian Hudson's the young guy, kind of piggyback on what you said. That's what camp's for. It's our job as coaches to get to the starting date, and the starting date for us will be July 28th. And at that point, you have about a week to look at what you got, and say, okay, this is the version that we're going to be. And then once that version, it might have to mold week 1 to week 2 to week 3. But you have to play to the strengths of the players you have. If not, it's like being in a multi-million or billion-dollar industry and not looking at what the why is. Why are we doing it this way? So that's how we go about business. That's how we go about the season. That's how we go about the off season. That's how we go about the player acquisition piece. Does this person fit? Yeah, he might be a 5-star, but he ain't gonna last here, right? He's not about the life that we're about here. So super excited for the D-line. Again, these guys do a phenomenal job, and it might be somebody's new week every week. So we'll see.
What's it like going from a pro player to a coach? Have you maybe learned something surprising about yourself in that process?
I really enjoy it. I feel like when you play so long in a league, like playing the NFL for, once I got to year 10, I was considered pretty old in my room, on any team. You know what I mean?
Life,
Yeah. So then, once I got to year 10, 11, 12, I felt like I was a player, but also a coach as well. Everyone was at, hey Pecco, how you do this block? What you do on this? What you do on that? So I felt like as a player, I was already coaching towards the end of my career, and it's kind of just been a seamless transition for me to come and now coaching these young dudes, and I really enjoy it here in the college realm. Last year I was with the Cowboys, and sometimes when you're already at the top and you're making so much money, it's hard to be coachable. But we still there's a lot of coachable guys in the NFL, but I feel like in college these guys are scraping and trying to get to the NFL, trying to make it. So they're a lot more coachable here. So, but yeah, that was a really good question. But yeah, I feel like towards the end of my career I was playing and coaching at the same time. So it ended up working out and helping me to be a coach at this level. So I'm excited for it.
Pecco, how do you like Boulder?
Oh, I enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. I spent, for those of you guys that don't know, I've spent 2 years here. I played for the Bengals for 11 years. And then after that, I played 2 years here with Denver. So I was, this is my second time back in back in the area, this time as a coach. But yeah, really enjoying Boulder. Some of the coaches that are here have been taking me around town a little bit and showing me some cool spots. But really good to be back in Colorado. I enjoy the sunlight here and the snow. I feel like the people are scared of the snow when they come here, but living here for 2 years, I feel like the sun is out more than the snow. So I really enjoy it here. So yeah, it's a blessing.
All right, last one.
My teammate and I have been back here debating, and I would like to hear from all of you. What do you think is the most complicated or most technical defensive position?
Linebacker.
Because you're tied into both sides, the front and the back. So, there's 2 parts of the system that you're helping as far as the fits in the run game. When these guys do their job of plugging, we have to fit, make sure everything's right. Then in the passing game, you got to help these corners. We play a lot of man and things of that nature, outside leverage, so we got to be that body presence on the inside. So learning both, communicating that, and then being on both pages, it can be difficult. It can be something to learn because you don't leave the meeting room. When the defense we're doing run fits, linebackers in there. When we're doing 7-on-7 pass, we're in there. So you have to know both.
Does everybody agree with that?
I think we're in. We should linebacker coach. Here we go.
Good. Go head down to IPF.
Which way?
So where y'all from?
We up from Miami, Florida.
All the way from Miami.
All the way from Miami.
Appreciate y'all coming, man.
Hey, man, we love what you guys are doing, man. We want to support you in every way.
Appreciate your family.
And we're recruiting at home. Everything we see at home, we bring it this way.
My man.
You gotta believe. Dude, we've been believing since day one,
That's
dog.
why I gave them to
Remember
you.
back in Jackson State? We've been believing with you in the pregame show.